Hello, everyone. November 2020 brings us the final Jupiter Pluto conjunction and the first eclipse of the season. November is also when Mercury and Mars finally go direct. And yes, it's like the end of a chapter where you felt morose and depressed and probably a little irritable. The intensity of the last couple of months will continue to increase and will eventually reach a peak in mid November, after which we'll finally get to relax a bit. Now, the good news is that the incredibly intense and fear inducing Jupiter Pluto conjunction will soon be gone. From the 2nd of November 2020, we will finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, in November, we also have the Scorpio season until November 21st, and then the Sagittarius season from November 21st onwards. Now, there's no good or bad signs, but the Scorpions have been given these keywords. Now, they're like metaphors, and they've been given the keywords like darkness, secrets, or underworld, and it may sound more frightening than the hope and faith that are traditionally associated with Sagittarius. But there's no need to get frightened. It's just probably saying delve into yourself, delve into your subconscious mind, and then get clarity for your thoughts. And now you must understand that we both always need both the beautiful in their own way. We first need to go down into the Scorpio's underworld, subconscious mind, which is basically a metaphor for the secret corners of our psyche. Now, if there and only there where we will find incredible riches we didn't know existed about ourselves. Because we need to delve down below inner subconscious mind and make it realize or manifest it that yes, we are capable, we have the potentials, we have certain talents. Let's go ahead, let's bring them forward and at least give it a try. It's like they say it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Similarly, it's better to have tried than not have tried ever at all. So, and it's a result of this process that we'll eventually find the light at the end of the tunnel. This light is nothing but the light within that is inevitably revealed to us when we go deep within ourselves. Now, Scorpions and Sagittarians work together to get us there. We cannot have one without the other. In November, we have many events and celebrations that remind us of the process of finding light in the darkness. There are no good or bad signs, like I had said before. And Scorpion is just dealing with the words which are a little depressing. Now, let's say we first need to go down into Scorpio's underworld, which is again a metaphor for the secret corners of a psyche. And it's a result of this process that we'll eventually find the light at the end of the tunnel. This light is nothing but a light within that is inevitably revealed to us when we go deep into our subconscious mind, deep into within ourselves. Now, like I have said that in November we are going to be having many events and celebrations. So if you actually start working from November 1st to November 6th, when Mercury is squaring Saturn, what happens? This square is pretty important because it occurs exactly at the degree where Mercury is changing direction. This suggests a rather sudden and definite change of plans. Things will be expected to go one way, but then Mercury changes direction at the exact degree of the square so that the things end up going in a very different way. And this change is going to be a pleasant one. So, Mercury and Saturn are not normally associated with surprises, but this particular configuration suggests a change of plans and a different outcome. Now, why is this so? Because Mercury is always dealing with mind, and when it is direct, we tend to take actions quickly because our mind is working that way. But Saturn is telling us structure. Hold on, structure yourself. So that's how the we may end up doing something. We may go to do something, but may end up doing something else. Now, on November 3rd, Mercury, when it has actually gone direct, and it's gone direct in Libra. So things will finally get to settle down, finally get back on track. And these retrogrades are necessary because they ask us to revisit and pay attention to those areas of our life that are up for review anyway. Now, if we wouldn't pay attention to those topics stirred at my Mercury retrograde, if we wouldn't make the necessary changes, we will never be prepared for the future. And while these Mercury retrogrades or readjustments are necessary, it is indeed a relief to get on with life in the most normal way. Now, there are other aspects also that we need to pay attention to this month. From November 9th, Venus is squaring Mars. And Venus is squaring Mars at 15 degrees Venus in Libra, and it's going to be in opposite Mars, which is going to be in Aries. So the opposition of the two relationship planets are definitely going to teach us lessons about how to maintain our boundaries. Now, both Venus and Mars are in their domicile signs, so they're both strong. Now, this is an important counter because Mars is just about to turn direct on the 14th of November. So, whatever message Venus has for Mars, you can bet upon it. It's an important one. It's almost like it changes his entire worldview, as a few days later, he finally changes direction. Now, on November 20th, Mercury is re entering Scorpio. Because it's now out of retrogression, it moves into Scorpio for good. So, in the first week of its stay here, Mercury will fix some loose ends as he moves through the retrograde shadow zone. So, there are some themes from mid October which may be revisited and finally get its completion. So, now if you actually look at Mercury, what does it imply? I mean, what is it exactly saying? So, just to recap, Mercury went direct on November 3rd, 2020, in the sign of Libra. Libra is all about fairness and balance, which actually indicate that life will go smoothly. You just need to balance your personal and professional affairs. At the same time, Mercury is squared to Saturn, which can produce some tension. Now, don't fear, especially if you have learned the art of discipline and structure in your life. Always, I have said, don't fear Saturn. It's only saying if you bring structure in your life, if you're disciplined and determined and dedicated, things will go very smoothly for you. Now, this structure of the Saturn will help you lay foundation to your thoughts because Mercury is completely mind and your thoughts. So don't hesitate to manifest your plans. Put your thoughts down, make a blueprint, and then execute once Mars goes direct on the 14th of November 2020. Because Mars says, now take action. See how beautifully it has come up. Mercury says, give balance to your thoughts, delve into your mind, see what your mind wants to do. Then Saturn says, give it a little structure, make a blueprint, be disciplined while giving it structure. And once you have done that, the Mars goes direct, says, now take action. So the word for the coming days, I would say strength, build up your resilience, and clear your energies. This will increase your auras and then bless each decisions that you make with your good sense. Bless yourself for thinking, bless yourself for structuring it, and then bless yourself when you're taking action. It's brilliant. It'll work wonders for you. Now, what you need to keep in mind, it's important to overcome the challenges that you have been experiencing in relationships, whether they are personal relationships or professional relationships. The word here is just relationships. Now, this should be done through your own belief system and not what others dictate or tell you what should be done. Begin taking steps to establish your own boundaries. Like the coming days mark a major shift in our collective perspective. It's up to us to determine how we survive and thrive. Understanding and carving an untied path by understanding others' viewpoint will help you create a path that does lead to success, freedom, and happiness. Separate and let go of the person you think you are and recognize your inner core. Become the person you want to be. Manifest what you love about yourself. In fact, your self esteem and feeling worthy of yourself leads to greater harmony and healthy relationships. So, in summary, the coming days are cosmically busy, but not as busy as you think. They're actually for activating you for that now is the time to take action. So Mercury, which was retrograde in Libra, also went direct, but it is still now stationed direct since yesterday, that is Tuesday. Later Tuesday night, Venus also in Libra and Uranus retrograde in Taurus. They want you to seriously think about your own self. This does involve a serious mental and verbal adjustment, as you will find the words needed to let people know where you stand. This transit wants to help us integrate our revived values into our daily lives, personal or professional relationships. Honor the perceptions of others, ideas, and also try to merge or incorporate your own ideas. A healthy balance can come about if you recognize your own personality, trust your own self worth, and then it would be easier for you to form a long lasting relationship and would also be able to enjoy them. Connect and be the change maker in your personal or professional life. But this doesn't mean always put yourself in front or your ideas. It says give time, be patient, listen to the other person's ideas, then incorporate your own ideas with them and work collectively. Now, the square between Mercury in Libra and Saturn in Capricorn implies that we need to build a solid structure in mind, be disciplined and determined with dedication to establish ourselves before we forge ahead. Get busy with drafting and reviewing your contracts, your wills, your trusts, and other means to protect your assets and your legacy. Address your restless energy, especially those who wanted to marry or divorce. Take a second opinion. Give yourself a space and time. Rethink all your plans. Because indecision does become a decision after a certain amount of time lapse. They say no, being indecisive is a decision that you have taken. So change that. Make up your own mind. Do not allow others to influence your beliefs until you feel they're benefiting you in some way. Speaking of letting go, we have a last quarter moon on Sunday that challenges you to release your ego and pride that impedes your growth. Forgive yourself for any mistakes you've made in the pursuit or practice of leadership. This is about clearing your heart space and dealing with issues of control. So take the time to clear any clutter that's hindering your life or creativity. This is when you start making room for your upcoming new moon intentions. Enjoy the coming days, get into your own space to think and breathe. Stay blessed till then and stay tuned for the part two of what is required by each zodiac when Mars is going direct, because Mars is saying, when Mercury is going direct, and later when Mars goes direct, you take the action.